Our next speaker will be sharing his CF story, and we are so glad that he is joining us today. This gentleman has meant so much to so many during his years as part of the CF community. Please join me in welcoming Scot Rittenbaum.
I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you. So, if you're mad, get mad. Don't hold it all inside. Come on and talk to me.
Thank you. I'm going to try not to ad-lib, but a few things. One is, as I was backstage, I was texting with my daughter Emma and my wife Karen about how incredible that medical and research update was. I mean, my mind is racing. It's just unbelievable. And a couple of things, I guess, of a little personal privilege. I thought about this. I want to dedicate this to two people. My brother-in-law, Hank, of blessed memory, and my truly better half, Karen. I want to thank the CF Foundation for its ongoing commitment to recognize and honor the importance of everyone within the CF community. In this case, remembering those who have passed away from CF and their families. I have been a member of this community for 36 years, the last 5 of which have primarily been as a dad whose eldest daughter, Leanne, passed away in late 2018 from complications of CF. I am thankful for her love, and I want to turn around and look at this picture. Grace, fortitude, and for allowing me to be present for her journey. I know there were times when I was trying to fix things for Leanne, when she likely needed me to be less of a fixer and more of a dad. When I was invited to speak, I initially thought it would be quite easy for me to compose my thoughts and put them down on paper. However, when I began the process, I found it extremely difficult to do so. It took me weeks to realize that I was preparing for other remarks I've been given over the years on other topics, and that was not going to work because losing my daughter, Leanne, to CF was and is nothing like anything I've experienced before. The only thing that is the same now as it was when I was invited to speak is that I can only speak for myself. I cannot speak for my wife, Karen, my daughter, Emma, or Leanne's husband, Doug, any more than I can speak for anyone who has lost a family member to cystic fibrosis. As my drafting of remarks proceeded, it struck me that I was going to be speaking not only to those of you in this conference room and to those joining us by live stream, but I was also going to be speaking aloud to myself. And it has been so cathartic for me. In this story, I have no beginning, middle, and end, or linear past, present, and future, because Leanne's passing is not an end. And grief is sort of like the roller coaster many people speak about in the CF community. Different feelings come and go, often out of nowhere. Sometimes it is comforting, sometimes I can apply informed reasoning to it, sometimes it's sad, sometimes I have no words. And sometimes I revisit, how did this happen? And when the various feelings come, the best thing I can do for myself is to try to embrace it. No amount of pushing it aside or distracting myself is going to make a difference. It's up, down, and all around, sometimes heavy, and sometimes beautiful. For the record, today some of my descriptions are sanitized. It's my decision. I think it's better for all of us today. I miss my daughter Leanne with every fiber of my being. I have a hole in my heart. Leanne passed just shy of 8 months following a double lung transplant. Just a few days before her passing, Leanne joined us for a family wedding in Charleston. Leanne embraced the weekend, danced, ate, pretty sure had a cocktail, and spent time with her sister and her beloved niece, Avery, who she often referred to as her little bird. On the Sunday following the wedding, Leanne and Doug drove back to Durham, North Carolina, where they were living post-double lung transplant. Three days later, during the morning of Wednesday, October 31st, Doug texted us that Leanne had not been feeling well. 911 had been called, and EMS was taking Leanne to the emergency room. Some hours later, we were informed that Leanne's lungs were in distress, that she had sepsis, her organs were failing, and was on life support. In the interim, I started driving from Atlanta to Durham. Karen started making her way there from Charleston. Emma, her husband Reed, and 11-month-old Avery started their drive. Doug's parents began a long drive from Macon, Georgia, and Leanne's best and truest friend since age 2, Emily Choate Bridges, began her trek from Atlanta. After many hours, we were together and took turns visiting Leanne, not knowing if she was aware of our presence. We wanted to have hope, but we knew it was not to be. On the following day, November 1, 2018, all of us whispered our last words to Leanne. Doug gracefully and respectfully honored Leanne's wishes and informed Leanne's nurse that the time had come. Everyone was able to see and talk to Leanne a final time in this life. Doug, Karen, and I were with Leanne as she peacefully passed to what I hope, to what I need to believe is a good, beautiful, and serene place. Leanne was surrounded by many of the people who meant the most to her. The most loving and devoted mom, the most loving and devoted sister, the most loving and devoted friend, the most loving and devoted in-laws, me, and the prince who was her husband. Leanne wondered for years if she would know that kind of love, given all the challenges that CF presented to her relationship. I am grateful that we were there for Leanne and each other, and I like to think that Leanne was aware we were all together. In the hours, days, and weeks that followed, we were touched by our extended family and friends, including many in the CF community, including many in this room. It meant a lot to us then, and it means a lot to us now. Life was never going to be the same. To be clear, we have wonderful lives. However, it is plainly different without Leanne's physical presence. Where is her laugh? Where is her fabulous sense of humor? Where are her reminders expressed by example to stay present as much as possible because she knew futures were not guaranteed? Please bear with me as I share some varied thoughts in no particular order about my journey. And though I said earlier I will not speak for others, I know my family feels the same way. We are not better. We are ecstatic about the many advances in CF care for so many for this disease. We want better treatments and ultimately a cure for everyone with CF as much as ever. We want better outcomes for those with CF who have had and will have a transplant. We want new antibiotics for people with CF, including those who've had a transplant. Ultimately, it was an infection in Leanne's immunosuppressed body that led to an infection, which led to sepsis, which led to her passing. Just about every antibiotic in the tool chest was tried. None worked. We need new and better antibiotics. Thank you to the CF Foundation for being the leader in this effort. We don't think the grief will ever go away, and we are moving forward with our lives. 9 months after Leanne passed, Karen and I are thankful that we were able to relocate from Atlanta to Charleston to live close by Emma, Reed, and Avery, who at the time was 18 months old. In many ways, our granddaughter Avery saved our lives. And then we were blessed with the birth of Lennon May, Leanne's namesake. And having 2 grandchildren is way more than twice as wonderful. It is out of this world joyful. Emma and Reed have made sure that Avery and Lennon know Leanne. They call her Lily, and when they feel a breeze, they say that Leanne is here. Emma, who has been our family's Great Strides team leader for years, still leads and organizes our team, Leanne's Legion of Believers. We now stride in Charleston. And the best part of the walk for me is when we pause at a sign with a photo of Leanne that the South Carolina chapter graciously places on the trail, and we take photos with our daughter. I want to speak about Emma a bit more. It's not easy being the sibling of someone with CF. She lights up everyone in every space she enters. Emma is the consummate daughter, sister, mom, friend, and teacher. Quite a few times, I have inadvertently called out to Avery or Lennon, not by their names, but by saying Leanne. I realized my mistake shortly after saying it. No need to analyze it, at least now. The important thing is Emma gives me grace when I do this and never calls me out. All of us who have lost have been, still are, and I venture always will be, part of the most amazing amalgamation of people we call the CF community. While undoubtedly I want a cure for CF, I mainly wish for everyone with cystic fibrosis to have everything good and joyful that they wish for themselves. I learned that from Leanne, and I learned that from the CF Foundation. I learned the importance of speaking someone's name who passed away when I attended the memorial service for Mitchell Greenberg, who passed away in 2017 from CF at the young age of 44. Mitch's parents are my dear friends, Bill and Gail Greenberg, and I know many of you were friends with them too. I share this with their permission. During the service, one of the eulogizers shared that Mitch had said in the days leading up to his passing that he wanted people to continue to speak his name. It struck me then and has stayed with me ever since. What a meaningful way to honor someone's life and demonstrate remembering and caring. What an example it set for me. Too many have gone before us in this CF journey. I know the CF community is a big, mighty, impactful, and loving family. In a moment, I'm going to invite those of you in this room and online who have lost someone you love to cystic fibrosis to stand and say your loved one's name or names. There is no pressure to do this. Please, only do what you are comfortable with. So together, let's stand and say their names aloud. Say Leanne, Will, join anybody, say any name, anybody you know. Yeah. Well, they're all loved. They're all loved. I'm so honored to be here. I love being here. I'm grateful for each one of you. Thank you.